quilt, or embroider? Get the brother machine of your dreams. Tomahawk Sew and Back is celebrating its 39 years in business and still going strong thanks to you. Get up to 39% savings on all brother sewing machines, embroidery, and quilting machines in stock, and free instructional classes on all sewing and quilting machines. Tomahawk Sew and Back Anniversary Sale. It's our biggest sale of the year.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Straight ahead, school has started, but one after-school program hasn't. We'll hear about a staffing shortage with the Boys and Girls Club. Plus, a trail extending across Wisconsin is still missing a few connecting spots. We'll hear how at least one of those spots will be patched. And Westside Rhinelander residents have been looking for a safer way to access the city. We'll learn about a potential solution as your local news starts right now.
Your local news and weather from where you live. News Watch 12 at 5 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 5. I'm Dan Hagan. Over the summer, the Boys and Girls Club in Rhinelander changed their after-school program location from Central Elementary School to Crescent. However, kids haven't had the opportunity to participate in the program so far this school year. News Watch 12's Mohammed Abdul Kawi joins us live in the studio to tell us more. Mohammed?
Dan, the club is currently facing a staffing shortage. Because of the shortage, this is causing students who typically go after the school to their program to not be able to do activities. I spoke with the program director about how critical it is to fill those needed positions.
Unfortunately, I feel like a lot of places and businesses now do have low staffing.
Many kids rely on after-school programming, but the Boys and Girls Club in Rhinelander just doesn't have the staff.
It's tough. I know that the Boys and Girls Club offers a safe space for kids to go when they aren't at home after school or they don't necessarily have a place to go.
The club needs about 6 members to help run the organization. Sydney Smith, the program director, says the staff has never been this low before.
So since I've been here, we've been pretty full. I started just at the end of last school year, and there's 4 YDPs, and then we had our program director and our club director, along with our membership coordinator. So as far as I'm aware, we haven't been this low.
Parents often work late, which means they often depend on having a safe environment for their kids.
And I think having the kids where they have an environment where there are adults there and they're not just kind of running around or anything, and it gives them a space to just cool down after school. You know, school's a long day, and then kind of running around having programs and activities to do is important.
Smith is doing everything she can to get the kids back in the organization this school semester. She believes that the future is bright.
We're itching to get open. We're itching to let the kids, have that after school. I feel like we are leaning in the right direction, and again, we're in the process of hiring that club director, and hopefully the interviews we've had worked well.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Northwoods is hoping to open back up to the public next month. If it doesn't open up, they still don't have enough staff. The program director told me that they will only be accepting students that go to Crescent Elementary School.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joins now. Jeff, a pretty nice morning, but it looks like rain has made it.
Yeah, hey Dan, it's Friday night in mid-September. You know what that means. Football out there tonight and lots of big games, and there are some showers out there now. In fact, a shower right now here in Rhinelander over the airport in the last hour. We're going to get wet tonight. It's not going to be an all-night rain or tomorrow, but still, scattered showers are across the area. Now, and here's the radar. Lots of sunshine, basically Highway 10 to the south this evening, but overall, Northwoods, we have some scattered showers and a couple of thunder showers on the way. They'll likely on and off tonight and tomorrow. So overall, it's going to be kind of a wet weekend around here. The heaviest rain right now is falling across portions of western Oneida County, back into Lincoln County, and back to the westward Wood County as well. So overall, though, we'll get several waves of this tonight. Nothing heavy. However, there could be a couple lightning bolts in there, and that could postpone the games for a bit. Temperature, though, our rain cooled over to the west of us, and meanwhile to the south of us. Look at still 80s across central Wisconsin right now. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is scattered showers, maybe a couple thunder showers out there with low temperatures down near 60. Your full forecast coming up, Deb.
A few months ago, some West Side Rhinelander residents raised concerns about safe access to the rest of the city. Now there is a potential solution in the works. That small red line you're about to see on your screen could connect residents on West Hill Road and its offshoots to Phillips Street. That would mean folks could use the wider and less busy Phillips Street instead of the skinnier and highly trafficked Davenport Street. Community member Ben Meyer has been largely behind the effort to put a sidewalk on Davenport, but said he's pleased with this alternative for now. However, some residents at the end of West Hill Road are concerned about this proposed path, saying it's an invasion of privacy. The path would be constructed entirely on land owned by the city. The fastest growing sport in the nation is expanding to Merrill. 6 lighted pickleball courts will be built in Otts Park in 2023. Thanks to the generosity of the Bierman Family Foundation. Construction is slated for next spring. Once completed, the new pickleball courts will give residents an opportunity to compete in leagues and tournaments, or of course, just play for fun. The Ice Age National Scenic Trail stretches across Wisconsin, and it will have more to offer for visitors next year. The Ice Age Trail Alliance has purchased an additional 80 acres in southwestern Manitowoc County. This purchase will allow a nature preserve to connect with another trail segment instead of going on roads. The Trail Alliance paid $420,000 for the land. Extending the trail has been an ongoing effort for 10 years, and roughly 500 additional miles are needed to connect all portions of the trail. ADHD patients could have trouble filling their prescriptions soon. Bloomberg reports pharmacy chains like CVS and Walgreens are having difficulty keeping Adderall in stock at locations across the country. Adderall is a drug commonly used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Walgreens says supply chain challenges are affecting its supply of both instant release and an extended release Adderall. But pharmacies have also seen a spike in demand as diagnoses of mental health disorders increased during the pandemic. Several drug manufacturers have had both generic and brand pills on back order over the past month. The days of filling out tons of paperwork and waiting for hours to renew your passport could be over soon. The U.S. State Department says it plans to start taking passport renewal applications online. The move comes after a successful pilot program was launched to help with the pandemic backlog. The online option will not be allowed for people under the age of 16 and for those applying for a passport for the first time. The new online renewal system is expected to launch early next year. After getting a double lung transplant, a Wisconsin woman is making good on a goal she made for herself, running in a 5K race. Olivia Acree has more on how grateful she is to be able to run at all.
For many people, running a 5K or a marathon is a bucket list item. And everyone who runs one has their reason, their why for doing it.
Everybody has a goal they want to reach. Everyone has a story.
Michelle Schoaf of New London, Wisconsin's why just happens to be extra incredible.
What's great about Michelle is that she is living proof of reaching a goal that she has been planning for, that she has dreamt about. And to see her cross that finish line on Saturday, I hope that everybody cheers for her. I get teared up. But she really has made a goal for herself.
On May 24th, 2021, 55-year-old Michelle Schoaf went through a double lung transplant.
I kept telling my sister, I ain't breathing right. And my sister said, well, why don't you go get checked out? So I went and got checked out. I had COPD.
After struggling to breathe for years, Michelle was put on oxygen. Things progressed rather quickly after that.
Who gets a lung transplant on the list on the 19th and have their lungs by the 24th?
A new lease on life is what Michelle calls it.
Maybe that's why I got new lungs, so I could show people, you know, you can do it over, you know. Stop smoking now while you got a chance, you know, because some people don't have that chance.
They say after transplants, you can start picking up on the traits of the other person. Michelle is wondering if that person was a runner.
I never thought about doing a marathon, or it even crossed my mind until they said, Michelle, you can get a set of lungs. I'm like, yeah, right. They said, yeah, you can. I said, then you know what? If I can get a set of lungs, I ain't smoking, I ain't doing nothing, then I can do a marathon.
Michelle's strength and persistence is what kept her going. Training for a 5K after a double lung transplant wasn't an easy feat.
I wanted to give up so many times.
So a year of training, and it's finally here. How are you feeling?
Great. Scared, but great. Because I'm scared I ain't going to make it over that finish line, and it's going to be midnight before I finish. But if it takes me till midnight, it takes me till midnight.
Next to her during the race will be her 20-year-old son.
Colton, he'll say, come on, Mom, you got this, you got this, you got this. And I have to keep on going.
I think you're doing good.
I hope so. I feel good. I feel real good.
This will be Michelle's first 5K, thanks to her new lease on life.
That's how it's going to be when I cross that finish line, just like that. Yeah, I got it.
Although the summer is over in the Northwoods, the weekend will be full of activities. Coming up, we will preview the Fall Ride and Project North. That's after weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
Slumberland Furniture has savings up to 50% off list prices, or in some cases, even more, at our Labor Day sale on now. Shop our big selection of sectionals, sofas, recliners, dining, and bedrooms. Shop the huge Labor Day sale on now.
Menards has the products you need to keep your home fresh and clean. Improve the air quality of your home with DuPont air filters. They reduce up to 75% of larger airborne particles in your home. Just $4.35 each after 11% off. The Libman Tornado Spin Mop System is an all-in-one system that features a spinning handle for easy wringing and chamber work that removes water and dirt efficiently from the mop head. Just $34.68 after 11% off.
Save big money at Menards. Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our communities safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
To the dentist. To the dentist. To the dentist.
We're off to see the dentist, the most wonderful dentist of all. They are the whiz of all there is that has teeth involved. If ever a doc there was, these are them because of the painless care that causes a buzz. We're off to see the dentist, the most wonderful dentist of all.
Goodwill starts with you when you shop the original Halloween headquarters. This season, as you get ready to open your door to mummies, princesses, and never-before-seen characters, shop Goodwill for great deals on one-of-a-kind Halloween costumes, decor, and more. Perfect for any ghoulish gathering. It's your purchases that also open doors to job training and opportunities, all while keeping items out of the landfill, making you a superhero to neighbors in our community. Goodwill starts with you.
Get up to 50% off list prices or more at our Labor Day mattress sale at Slumberland Furniture. Like this special purchase Sealy Posturepedic for just $5.99, or this ultra firm Sealy Posturepedic for $10.99. For your easiest shopping ever, Slumberland Furniture.
We made it. The weekend is here. It's now safe to use your outside voice. Tons of events outside this weekend, and there's going to be some rain. Not an all-day rain, but some rain in the forecast beginning out there now and probably lingering into Sunday afternoon. Here's the radar. So lots of clear skies across southeastern Wisconsin still, but Northwoods, basically north of Highway 10, we have showers and a couple of thunder showers in here now. Nothing strong, nothing severe. However, they're there, and a lot of football games are about to start here shortly. Some of the games will likely be impacted by this tonight. Let's go in for a close look here, looking at portions of western Oneida County, back into Lincoln County, Wood County, Rusk County as well. Looking at a few showers there. Again, there's nothing heavy, but likely they're going to be persistent for a few hours this evening, especially along and north of Highway 29, as it all kind of moves northeast about 30 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, we should get many, many hours of breaks in the rain tomorrow, courtesy of this air mass right there. But there's there's more back behind that. So expect more showers tomorrow evening, another round getting in here on Sunday. So overall, showers and a couple of thunder showers are in the forecast this weekend, on and off, with many dry hours in there as well. Here's the bigger picture. So lots of rain across Lake Superior today, up into the Arrowhead as well. But for us, though, the warm front's kind of sitting right over us, lifting north currently, and that will keep a couple of showers around tonight before we get a big break in the action throughout the day tomorrow. Futurecast shows us very well, right? Lots of clouds out there now, a couple scattered showers out there currently. But here's tomorrow morning early. Notice how there's lots of breaks in the clouds tomorrow morning. We're going to have many hours that are dry tomorrow for all the outdoor activities before we get some more thunder showers in here tomorrow afternoon. If you get under one of the thunder showers, you could easily get a quick half-inch to an inch of rainfall tonight or tomorrow. But overall, the severe weather threat's incredibly low with this system. There will be a couple pockets of heavy rainfall, especially tomorrow night. We're talking after, say, 8 o'clock tomorrow evening is actually our best chance for rain. Looking outside today, though, lots of cloud cover, some haze in the atmosphere as well. And at the end of this picture, you see a couple little light showers in there as well. And they'll be spotty out there tonight into tomorrow, as you said. And they're looking at 70 right now in Rhinelander, right? A southwest breeze around 3. And a dew point there, muggy air at 65. Over in Wausau at 75 for you, a south breeze around 5. And the pressure's falling as low pressure approaches at 29.98. Around the horn, temperatures are in the 60s and 70s here. Rain-cooled, cloud-covered air there, right? Over here, though, still 80s across parts of central Wisconsin, basically south of Highway 10. That's where we've had lots of sunshine across the area today. But here we go. Tomorrow, 78, 76 for Sunday. And I know your eye is going here, right? The first day of fall is on Thursday. I have a forecasted high temperature on Thursday now of 56 degrees. Are you ready for that? Tonight, though, scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms out there, non-severe, low temperatures down near a muggy 60 with that southeast breeze around 5. For tomorrow, it's Saturday. Again, scattered showers and a couple of thunder showers out there, non-severe, many dry hours tomorrow, too. The event should get in just fine tomorrow with high temperatures near 78. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows a chance for rain tomorrow. Also on Sunday, a break in the action on Monday, 75, gorgeous day Monday, before we get some more thunder showers in here with a cold front Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. Dan?
The second ever Project North Festival has kicked off today in Rhinelander, following weeks and even months of anticipation for the celebration of all things music, art, and sustainability. Leading up to this weekend's event, organizers worked around the clock to make it possible, bringing together all of the Northwoods to Rhinelander.
We're super excited. We've been down here, most of us, all day, setting up multiple tents and the food court and merch tents and everything to bring everybody back together.
Child says that with other events happening, including the Northwoods Fall Ride, there are many options for people to get out and enjoy the Northwoods community.
There was a couple the man was really excited because his wife isn't into the biker events, so she's coming to Project North and the husband's going to Fall Ride. So there's not an either or. We haven't been able to party for a long time, so we can just let loose.
Project North runs through Saturday night in downtown Rhinelander. The festival is funded by WXPR, Art Start, the Rhinelander Area Chamber of Commerce, and Nicolay College. To Lincoln County, where the sound of thousands of motorcycles will fill the air today. That's because the Northwoods Fall Ride is here. Right now, motorcyclists are lining up out for the Thunder Parade, which departs through downtown around 6 p.m. Tonight and tomorrow, there will be live music at Bonnie and Clyde's Gangster Park on Highway 51 and Hooked on Nokomis. All events can be found on northwoodsfallride.com. Area attraction Kelly Castle has opened its doors to the public, but only for this weekend. Coinciding with the Fall Ride, the authentic castle is open through Sunday. Built by Northwoods resident Pete Kelly, the castle has been an ongoing project for him since 1987. The castle is located on Rice Road near Tomahawk and expects to see several hundred visitors this weekend. A school reading project turned into a global project. Coming up on Newswatch 12, we'll hear how American students helped people in Sudan.
Inflation, it's everywhere. But with the buy one famous star, get another one for $1 deal at Hardee's,
there's finally some relief.
Bite into the famous star today, only at Hardee's.
Do you feel safe?
Mandela Barnes would eliminate cash bail, setting accused criminals free into the community before trial. Even with shootings, robberies, carjackings, violent attacks on our police. More than 300 murders last year alone. Yet Barnes has even supported defunding the police. Mandela Barnes, he stands with them, not us. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Waiting for a great deal on furniture? Well, this is it. Slumberland Furniture has savings up to 50% off list prices, or in some cases, even more, at our Labor Day sale on now. Shop our big selection of sectionals, sofas, recliners, dining, and bedrooms. And shop the deals that are up to 50% off. Mattresses, too, with some up to 50% off. Don't forget, mattress shopping is uncomplicated and fast, only at Slumberland. Come see how. Shop the huge Labor Day sale on now.
By some measures, our economy is doing great. We've reached the lowest unemployment in state history. We have a record budget surplus. But there's another side, too. Rising prices for groceries, gas, and medications. Folks, that's a problem. That's why I have a plan to cap prescription drug prices, aggressively prosecute price gouging, and cut taxes by another 10% for working families. It's the right thing to do for Wisconsin and our economy.
These are actual crime scenes across Wisconsin. Yet Mandela Barnes supports defunding the police.
The minute you talk about reducing a police department's budget, then it's like all hell breaks loose, and everybody acts like you're signaling Armageddon. But that's not the case. It's about reallocating funds.
And where did your tax dollars get reallocated to? More police security for Barnes. Mandela Barnes. Less safety for you, more for him. Wisconsin Truth Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Next to Market Watch, numbers. Boring. In more delicious news, there's a buy one famous star, get one for a $1 deal at Hardee's.
Bite into the famous star today, only at Hardee's.
Students in Harford County, Maryland took a project to heart, and it all started with a true story that came to life from a book, A Long Walk to Water. Tim 210 has the story.
Ava was too numb to think.
A Long Walk to Water required reading for a group of middle and high schoolers taking part in a life-changing student service project.
Despite the numbness in his heart, Salva was amazed to find himself walking faster and more boldly than ever before.
And perhaps he was screaming, but Salva could not hear him over the din and the crowd of the rain.
I had to run and be in refugee camp.
Salva Dute, who escaped the civil war in South Sudan as an 11-year-old, showed up at Falston High School Thursday morning on a lifelong mission to bring clean drinking water to his country. Right before the pandemic, Falston students raised more than $40,000 to help build 3 wells.
You read a story about somebody and you can't really do anything to help. But we read this story and we could actually do something about it instead of, sit and close the book and put it back on the shelf.
From a school assembly to a personal meeting with student leaders, Salva Dute continued to express his gratitude and the gratitude of his country.
They celebrate and you see people putting their hand up and the enjoyment and all this, and you see the life change. Just the spirit of these people when they see the water there is amazing. It's amazing.
When you donate to an organization, maybe you get an email back saying, thanks for your donation. But when you donate to South Sudan, you see maybe a month or a couple months later, you see an actual picture of what you did and a well with your school's name on it. I think
Students say it's a sign of commitment and evidence of their passion to help.
Just to see young kids like that stepping out there in their comfort zone and have a passionate about helping other people that who cannot help themselves. It touched my heart so much.
Hey, here's a fun fact. 3 out of 4 members of Congress were already professional politicians before they even got to D.C. And then they cash in and become lobbyists. What do you mean? I'm Derek Van Orden, a retired Navy SEAL with 26 years of service, and I will pass term limits and ban congressmen from ever becoming lobbyists. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we send to D.C.
It was important because for the protection and safety of my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. And plus, I always try to be a role model for them. I want to make sure that everybody feels safe from COVID and all the new variants that are happening, and they need to have a shot or get immunized.
Oh boy, would you look at that field goal he kicked right there? That looks fantastic. Boy, it looks like you need to stop at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun. Furniture and guns? Now, they've got everything you need at great prices. Recliners, sofas, mattresses, and guns.
Prices are going up on groceries, they're going up at the gas station. The only ones profiting are oil companies, big corporations, China, and Ron Johnson. Johnson makes money from investments in factories in China. No wonder Johnson's net worth has doubled since he's been in Washington. Even worse, Johnson's allowed oil and drug companies to jack up prices on us. He takes all that money from them. Ron Johnson profits, we pay the price. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Jeff, you're going to love this. We have a big old moose on the loose in Price County. Let's take a look at this. It was near Cabin Creations, which is a store near Phillips, Wisconsin. That thing is a really big,
That is a
Jeff.
big moose on the loose.
Thank you to Lance Johnson for the photo. Jeff, have you ever seen a moose in northern Wisconsin?
I have not. I've seen, we get dozens of pictures every year from the mooses. Mooses? Moose that enter the air. The moose that eat. Meese. The mooses. Whatever
I'm
it is.
sure everybody at home is just
Don't
yelling.
write me, please. I'm sorry.
They're
But
yelling
anyways,
at the
we get
TV
lots of
right now.
pictures. We love the pictures, but I've not seen one in person.
I always see pictures from Vilas County. I don't know if they make it down to Oneida County as often.
Let's check on the weather forecast. The moose is getting a bit wet tonight because you have a couple showers out there now, and a lot of high school football games. They're everywhere, and the ones basically north of Highway 10 have some rain showers to get through tonight. There's nothing heavy in here, but there could be a couple rumbles of thunder that may delay the games for a bit. The heaviest rain now entering portions of Price County back toward Wood County into Lincoln County as well. Temperatures, though, are rain cooled off to the north, 60s and 70s there, even some 80s across central Wisconsin today because that's where the sun was out all day long. But tomorrow, lots going on outside tomorrow. Project North, all that stuff going on, right? Fall ride. Scattered showers throughout the afternoon. There's not going to be an all-day rain, but just know there'll be a couple showers in the area tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure it's like deer, moose, deer, plural. I think
you're right.
Same.
Yeah, so please don't write me, no.
For more great journalism like this,